Welcome to sportsbookraeview.com. I'm Flash, and this is your home of KBO South Korean and NPB Japanese baseball. Now, I haven't been out on the tiles all night. I'm not got hungover, but I've got dust in my eye, so please forgive me if I look a little bit dodgy. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, and ring the bell. You ring the bell means that we can notify you. You'll never miss any content again. And this is a show you definitely don't want to miss any content. We'll be here from Monday right away through till Friday. Also, if you press the link in the description, it will take you over to our maestro and our maverick, Jason Radowitz. All his articles are over there, but also you'll get other writers for other sports. Now, Jay, wishing you a very happy weekend. How did it go? And how are you looking forward to this set of games? Because we've got 1 of 3 in the KBO and 1 of 6 and 1 of 3 in the NPB.
Yeah, so in the NPB, there were a ton of different bad beats, and yeah, that was annoying. But the KBO did well this morning with 1 game. Again, 8 of 10 games were actually rained out. So not too much action over the weekend in the KBO later on, but you know what, it is what it is. And hopefully the rain stays away. We can play some baseball this week.
Yeah, are we expecting rain in some of the games?
It looks like 2 games potentially, and so we'll see how that goes. But the Samsung game and the LG Twins game are the 2 games that are projected to have rain.
Okay, we're looking at, there's about 85 games to go in the KBO, so we're closing in on halfway. I've got to say this, thank you. We appreciate all the support we've been getting, the lovely comments. Now, if this is your first time and you are just about to subscribe, then please come and say hi in the comments, or leave the comments, or join us with the chat, because this is your show as well. You are part of it. We're starting to get to know each other quite intimately, and I'm enjoying every minute of it, to be honest. Now, we're going to start off with the KBO. We're going to go with the Wyverns and the Bears. Bears win this. I don't want to hear nothing about SKJ.
Yeah, but Doosan is actually minus 200 in this game, which is a little scary against SK Wyverns, against their pitcher Lee Jian-wook of SK, who's got a 2.95 ERA and a 4.41 FIP, along with a 1.29 WHIP. So to say that Doosan is a minus 200 favorite, I'd be lying. And, at the end of the day, I would lean towards SK at plus 160 if you're going to make a play on this game. But also look at under 10 in this matchup. Again, Doosan Bears' offense is not always that great at home. And Jian-wook, while he's been a little bit lucky throughout the season, he's still 2.95 ERA. He's still pitching really well. And we fade him so many times, and it hits us in the back every time. So if I were to lean into the SK at plus 160, but I'm not picking SK, so I'm staying away.
Okay, yeah, leave it alone. If you don't go for the Bears, I don't want to hear anything. So leave it alone unless you go with the Bears. Minus 1.5. Move on then. The Eagles and the Wiz. Steam into the Wiz, Jay.
Well, the Eagles actually just won their series over the SK Wyverns. So they just won a 2-1 series there. They won this morning in a rained out. Yesterday's game was rained out, and they played today and got the win over SK. We had the under 4.5 in that game and got the win in the morning, which was really fun. But this starts really good. This game is really fun for both starters. We have Orix on the mound for Hanwha and Despaigne for KT. Supol's got a 4.16 ERA with a 3.87 FIP. Orders near Despaigne, 4.29 ERA and a 4.28 FIP. Despaigne was supposed to go yesterday on 4 days rest. Now he's back 5 days rest due to the rain out, which is a little scary. Obviously, we know Despaigne doesn't play as well, when he's pitching on 5 days rest. But Supol, he's allowed almost 10 hits per start in his last 8 starts. That's not per 9 innings. That's per start. And he hasn't finished 7 innings yet in those 8 starts. So Supol's getting hit hard as the KT WIZ offense is really good as the plate. I looked at an official play. The KT was over 5.5 in the team, which is around that minus 120 range, going up now. But I was able to get around plus 20, like plus 100, out around minus 115 stuff.
Okay, if Jay's sound just went a little bit skew-whiff there, it's official play, over 5.5 runs, team total for the Wiz. Twins and the Giants, Jay, but before you go for that, Little D might take a little bit of SK run line, plus 1.5. Don't you start all that behaviour, little D. Minus 1.5, the Bears. Now, Twins and the Giants. I'm only joking, little D. Twins and the Giants, please, Jay.
This one's a really fun matchup. Again, we talked about how it might rain in this matchup. So when it does rain, it usually tends to favor pitchers in baseball. With two great pitchers, Casey Kelly and Dan Straley on the mound. Casey Kelly for LG, Straley for Lotte. I love this game as an official play under 4.5 in the first 5 innings at plus 112. Straley got his first win in forever in his last start. Kelly looked really good in his last start against Doosan until the end of the start where he kind of faltered a little bit. But Kelly has allowed 3 runs in his first in the first 5 innings in the last 3 road starts. Straley's allowed no runs in all 4 home starts in the first 5 innings. So combined, these guys have only allowed 3 runs in their situations in the first 5. So under first 5, 4.5 at plus 112. If you want to pick a team to win this game, I think the Giants will win, but I think there's a lot more value on LG as plus money underdogs at around plus 140, plus 150. If you get around there, LG Twins have to be the LG Twins are a lot better on the road this season. I think they're 16-10, and the Lotte Giants are also 16-10 at home. So really doesn't favor either one, but that's why I would say look at that plus money for the LG Twins there. But either way, I'd be kind of scared to pick a team in this one with the pitchers being so dominant lately.
Okay, and make sure you shop around because V-Berry's saying you can get 5. 5 may well be the push, but we're going to go under 4.5 in the first 5 at plus 112. If you have to give up that little bit of a half, you're probably only looking at about plus 100. Now, the Dinos and the Heroes, the Dinos from Jay, they win this. I'm not having Kiwoom.
Actually, so Kiwoom just got swept in their series with the Kia Tigers, and the Kia Tigers have been really good at home. And again, Kiwoom have been really good at home too, not nearly as good on the road. Well, now they're coming back home, and they got Jake Brigham on the mound, who you haven't heard his name in a while. He's been injured. An import pitcher for Kiwoom, who did really bad in his first 4 starts of the season, but he performed really well last season. Had a 2.96 ERA last season, and FIP a little bit above 3. Performed really well. And now he's finally back. I don't know if he's going to have an innings restriction or have any limit on how many pitches he's going to throw in this one. But he did have a minor league start. He went 3 innings, allowed 2 runs in that game, but kind of feet wet again, got back on the mound, feeling good. But we know that what Brigham's capable of. We saw what he did last season. And we also know how Kiwoom's offense kind of starts to pick it up, especially at home. And after a big sweep to Kia, Kiwoom should come out with a little fire in them, especially with Brigham on the mound. Lee-J Hawk on the mound for the Dinos got a 5.59 ERA and a 4.99 FIP. Probably one of their worst starters for the Dinos going. I like Kiwoom here at minus 135, around that range. I'd even look at Kiwoom over 5.5 in the team total. Their offense has been really good as of late. Even against Kia, they had a good offense. They performed well offensively. Now they come back home. I think they perform a lot better with Brigham on the mound. It's a whole new game for Kiwoom. I think that they're going to have a good series against the Titans.
Jay, have we got a total around 9.5 then?
It's around 10, actually. For me, it'd be tough with Brigham on the mound. I don't know what to expect out of him. We saw the Kiwoom bullpen perform really poorly the last series, so I would probably look at over in this game if I had to take a total. But Brigham scares me a little bit. I think he's going to be good. So I would go with Kiwoom over 5.5 if I had a lean on an over-under.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd rather. I'd also like to go over the 9.5 if you can find it in a place. Then the last one is the Tigers versus the Lions. Tigers, they've been doing all right, and the Lions, well, they do what they do. They have a .500 strike rate.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun game. Again, this game might be in a rain. It might have some rain in there, but David Buchanan on the mound for Samsung. He's been trying to get on the mound for the last couple of days. He's going to go here, but we talked about how he's a lot better on the road than home. Not saying that he's bad at home, but he's just better performing on the road. Well, now Samsung, they're coming back at home against Kia. Kia, they have the momentum right now. They're performing really well, coming off of a sweep against Kiwoom. They're going on the road, but right now they have all the momentum in the world. They've destroyed Kiwoom. Their offense has been really good, and Buchanan, he's allowed 9 home runs in 11 games started. We just saw Kia this morning hit multiple home runs and just power all over the field. So if I had to pick, I'd take Kia at plus 130 as a lead. I'd also look at over 9 in this matchup with Lin Min Woo on the mound for Kia, who's got a 4.92 ERA and a 4.47 FIP. His 4.47 FIP is actually better than Wuhan's 4.84 FIP. So I think Kia has some value as a road underdog again. They're not the best road, but they have momentum right now. And Japan hasn't been great at home. Been solid. He's not great. He's had a couple of blowups, so I would look towards Kia at plus 130.
Okay, and the official plays of the KBO, please, Jay.
We're going to look at KT over 5.5 as a team total. We'll also look at under the first 4.5 at plus 112 for the LG Twins and Lotte Giants game. And then lastly, we'll do Kiwoom at minus 135 over the NC Dinos.
Okay, let's move on to the NPB and the Pacific. And it's, remember, 6-game series here. And we're starting with game 1 of 6. And we're going to start off with the Buffaloes and the Hawks. The Buffaloes, they're starting to recover, and they're not as bad as the opening show.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting at this point. In the NPB, everything that you think that you know, it just goes the opposite every time. This entire week was really brutal for all NPB bettors, and we're lucky that we had the KBO and we had the CPBL to save us, because right now it's been really hard and it's been a struggle to figure this out. But what we kind of seen mostly is 7 of the 10 teams have a winning record at home, and we've seen that they're not performing nearly as well on the road. Again, the NPB now, they're allowing fans back in their stadiums, so there really is home field advantage now moving forward. So really, that should be the trend that we should be looking at moving forward. It's home teams. They're really winning these games, especially on the money line. A lot more one-run games as well. So yeah, I would recommend if you're just blindly looking, look at the home teams. There's a lot more value there. They're performing a lot better now. Anyway, that said, I like the Orix Buffaloes at plus 130. Again, they are the home team with Andrew Albers on the mound for the Orix Buffaloes against Kodai Senga, who's been really, really good throughout his entire career. But Albert, he was really good in 2018, performed pretty bad in 2019, but he looks to be back in his 2020 numbers or 2018 numbers in 2020. He's got a 2.12 ERA, 17 innings pitched, just allowed 4 earned runs, 17 strikeouts, and 3 walks with a .76 whip. Looks incredible, but then Kodai Senga is 56 and 29 for the SoftBank Hawks with a 2.79 ERA throughout his career. However, a 5.4 ERA this season, and he allowed 3 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks in 1 game start this season. Averages 10.4 strikeouts and 6.7 hits per 9 innings throughout his career. So not saying I think is a bad pitcher. Again, Albers is just pitching really well right now. Look to have that momentum. And at home, I think that Orix Buffaloes, they have the edge there at plus 130. So I'd lean towards Orix at plus 130 and also look at under 7.5 as a lead in this matchup.
Under 7.5, it's absolutely bonkers, because obviously what I was going to say is this part of the NPB hasn't settled down yet. So you could almost go with a dogs blind, and if you went with a dogs blind, you could almost go with a dogs on the handicap blind, because they're all tight one-run games. So for me, I think that you've just got to wait for it to settle, but take the value over what they're trying to give you, because I don't think there's any value in any of the favourites. Let's move on. Apart from maybe this one, the Rakuten Eagles versus the Lions, Jay.
Yeah, you're right on. I got the Rakuten Eagles as an official play at minus 155. I'd also, of course, look at Rakuten over 4.5 their team total. The over-under for this game is 7.5. Again, I would stick to the Rakuten over 4.5 team total if you're going to look at the team or an over-under play. But like I said, I'm on Rakuten minus 155. Kyoto Hughes on the mound for the Rakuten. Had 2.89 ERA in 3 games started. In 18.2 innings, he's allowed just 6 earned runs, 14 strikeouts, and 4 walks. And then Seibu, Kona Takahashi's on the mound. First career, he has a 4.32 ERA and had a 4.51 ERA last season. His whip throughout his entire career, which has been 6 seasons, is 1.5, which is extremely high. If you're over, 1.6, that's just really bad. And that's not just for one season. That's throughout his entire career. So I like Rakuten in this one at minus 155. Again, they're 9-3 at home. Again, now Rakuten is back at home. They struggled on the road. They're back home, 9-3 at home. I like this spot for Rakuten to get back on track at home, of course.
Yeah, of course. And the Fighters and the Marines, they sum us up for the Pacific Division.
Yeah, so this one's a close one, especially if the odds makers, think that as well. I'd like, as the lean, I'd look at the Nippon Fighters at -110. I'd also even look at under 7.5 in this matchup. Naoyuki Uwazawa of the Nippon Fighters has a 1.8 ERA in just one start this season, allowed just 2 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. He pitched in the minors as well, went 5 innings, allowed 1 run. But, if you look at his career numbers, he's not a terrible pitcher. I wouldn't just label him as a minor league pitcher right away. He's got some decent stuff. Looking at his career numbers, he hasn't been bad. You compare him to Manabu Mima of Lotte Marines, has a 4.08 ERA in 3 games started, allowed 23 hits in 17.2 innings, 8 runs, 2 home runs, 15 strikeouts, but also 7 walks. This is Mima's first season with Lotte. He's a low strikeout guy, but right now he's trending up in the walks. Like I said, he has 7 walks in 3 games. So with a whip of 1.7 after 3 games, I look at the Nippon Fighters at -110. I think that Uwasawa has a little bit more of an edge there. I don't think he's that bad of a pitcher. Even though he's a minor league pitcher, I don't think he's that bad. So I would look at the Nippon Fighters as -110 at home as well.
Okay, before we get the official plays, Dustin Beard saying the rain is probably going to ruin the Rakuten Eagle. That's it, Dustin. You just stick with your positivity. Don't be bringing any negativity. It will be fine, don't you worry. And have you never seen them pitch with the umbrella? They just put the umbrella up and they fling it. Also, we love, and I hope I pronounce this right, Lu Q Yen. Absolutely loving the analysis and loving out you giving us them leans. Now, official plays, please, in the Pacific Division, Jay.
Yeah, so we're just going to go with the Rakuten Eagles at -155 over the Seibu Lions.
Excellent. Okay, let's move on. The Central Division, we've got the Carp and the Giants. The Giants are decent, and the Carp, well, you just seem to always go near them.
Well, I'm going to go near them, but I'm going to go near them and go against them and hope that the Yomiuri Giants can get the win here. As an official play, we'll go with the Yomiuri Giants at -145. I'll also look at leaning towards under 7.5 in this matchup. When Hiroshima and Carp and the Yomiuri Giants played against each other earlier this season, they went 1-1 with also a rainout in that series. So they're just 1-1 so far. But Tomoyuki Sugano on the mound for the Giants in his career, he's 89-47 with a 2.37 ERA. So far this season has a 2.91 ERA, allowed 14 hits in 21.2 innings, 7 earned runs, but 23 strikeouts and 4 walks. He's coming off a 9-inning performance where he had 11 strikeouts in his last start. They looked extremely good in that start. So I'm going to roll with Sugano here. Aaron Curry on the mound for Hiroshima has a 3 ERA in 2 games. He hasn't pitched in a while because of rainouts, of course. So 12 innings, 9 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 home runs, 14 strikeouts, and 5 walks. I'm not saying he's been bad. I'm just saying Sugano's been a lot better. Both guys have held their guys the batting average of under 200 in their starts so far. So I would look at under 7.5 as a lean. But again, Sugano's just been that much better throughout his career and the season. So Giants -145 is an official play in this one.
Okay, we like your official plays. Move on with the Tigers and the Swallows. This does seem trappy, Jay.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying away from this one.
Yeah.
I don't understand Hanshin at all. I don't get what they're doing. Sometimes they're really good offensively. Sometimes they're really great pitching. Sometimes they're not good at either. Sometimes they put together an incredible performance. They're impossible to figure out. But, yeah, the Hanshin Tigers, I would lean towards -120 and lean also towards over 7.5. The Swallows are 2-1 against the Hanshin Tigers this season so far. Again, obviously now Hanshin's going to home as Yakult was home in that first series. But again, the Swallows are now 4-0 on the road this season. Could that possibly regress at some point? I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain a 100% record on the road. But Takayumi Akiyama's on the mound for Hanshin, 4.35 ERA, 13 hits, 5 earned runs, no homers, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, going up against Masanori Ishikawa, the old pitcher, the 40-year-old, 10 strikeouts, 5 walks, 9 runs in 23 hits in 14.1 innings. Ishikawa has the high whip to start the year. Again, Hanshin's not the top offensive team, but I think that they can get the job done against Ishikawa. I would lean towards Hanshin at -120.
Okay, Bumgarner says, remember that SK and Hanwha are pure trash. Remember that. He's not far off. I mean, SK ain't as bad as Hanwha. But the last one is Dragons and the BayStars. Have you got an official play first of all?
Yeah, I got an official play. We're going over 7.5 in this matchup. I was so confused when I saw this 7.5 as well. And every single game that came out this morning was started at 7.5 over under. So if you see anything at an 8.5 or something, I think it's gone up because it all started at 7.5 with over unders in all these games to start off the week. So yeah, I like over 7.5 in this matchup. Chunichi Onuki on the mound for the BayStars. Onuki just pitched in the minors after some really bad performances in the NPB. In 2 games, he went just 5 innings, 10 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts, had a whip of 2.8. Then Onuki went back down to the minors, and he still allowed 10-plus hits per 9 innings. So he still got hit hard in the minor leagues. Now he's coming back up to perform again, but he hasn't been great at all. Going up against Takumi Yamamoto, Yamamoto had a 2.98 ERA last season, has a 6.43 ERA this season, 14 hits in 14 innings, allowed 10 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, 8 walks, 2 home runs. Yamamoto is averaging 5 walks per 9 innings throughout his career, not just the season. The season he is too, but his career, he's 5 walks per 9 innings, which is really, really bad. So you're putting up against a guy with a 2.8 whip and a guy with a 5.7 whip. Guys that can walk a ton, a guy that can allow many hits. Over 7.5 is an official play. I was shocked when I saw 7.5 in this one. Over the banker, 7.5 on that game. We're going all in for that one.
There you go, Lu Q Yen. You asked for bankers. There's your first one, and it's the Dragons and the BayStars over 7.5. I thought you might have lent on the BayStars as well, Jay. Is there any other bankers? And what about if we stuck a couple together in a parlay? Can I force your hand on a Monday? Normally we do well on the Mondays.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do a parlay, you look at the NPB. But again, with the NPB, it's been really hard to actually, win games.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to press your luck, I really like the Rakuten Eagles. Of course, some people in the comments said that it might rain there, and that might not, work out. And so if a game is going to rain, you kind of want to stay away from it because then you're just putting money on just 1 game or 2 games if that becomes avoided. So I would recommend taking the Rakuten Eagles in a parlay if you think that's going to get avoided. So I don't really have a specific parlay that I would look into. I do like Kiwoom at -137. And I do like the Giants at -145. So if you want to parlay those 2 games together, that's great. Or you could add that over 7.5, obviously, in that parlay with any other game that you might like.
Okay, Dustin's saying Dragons over 3.5 team total. I think you could go so low. You could go with the Dragons and the BayStars, both over their totals, and go over the 7.5 as well. And the likelihood is, if we're going over 7.5 as a total, and that's the banker, remember, then both are going to contribute. So I would say that you could have 3 bets in one there. I'm loving everyone's thoughts in the chat. They're really starting to throw and get involved now. We've got 50 watching. That's the bullseye. But there's only 15 thumbs up. So if you give us a thumbs up, that would be great. That's for appreciation for Jay. Now, if you've liked this video, then please subscribe, press the button, and you must ring the bell. You ring the bell means that we will notify you and you'll never miss any content. And on this show, that's very important because I do like to change the times. So you get yourself all set in for 3 o'clock Eastern. All of a sudden, I don't want to be staying here till 3 o'clock Eastern. So I fling it to 1 o'clock Eastern. You turn up at 3 o'clock, and we did it 2 hours ago. So it's imperative that you press that bell. Now, ring and press the link in the description, and that will take you over to Jay's articles. And not just Jay's articles, there'll be other writers on other sports. You'll have a great time over there. Jay, let's get off to a flying start. We're here all week, but make sure we have that banker in. And listen, there could be 3 bets in one. I'm going to look for the team totals over with both the Dragons and the BayStars, and we'll get over the 7.5 as well.
That's very smart. That's good. Exciting.
Cheers. We like that. We like smart. Thank you, everyone in the chat. We'll see you again tomorrow. Don't forget, press a thumbs up on the way out just for Jay. You take care.